Hey y'all, I know it has been a really long time since I posted anything. We have been crazy busy. We brought pigs onto our farm a couple weeks ago, and we've been gearing up for the farmers market. This year we're doing 2 different markets, and so we've just been really busy, but looking forward to very soon. We're at March 22nd today. So really looking forward to very soon getting up kind of with our more normal garden content. We're gonna go do some work in the garden this weekend, just prepping everything. And I've started tons and tons of seeds. One of my tasks this morning is getting everything watered because we've had very high winds lately, and that tends to dry out the surface of the seed beds. But I have started tons and tons of herbs. My tomatoes are looking really good. I've started flowers for the flower farm. And I've started peppers already, which this is like way earlier than I typically would start peppers, but that is one thing I find when selling at the farmer's market is that everybody wants tomatoes and peppers before you can even plant them outside. So our first market is April 6th. Our average last frost date here in Central Virginia where I am, we're between we're basically zone 7 because we really fluctuate between 7A and 7B. But average last frost date is typically April 15th. Now we do and have many years in the past gotten quite cold, freezing temperatures after April 15th. That is not completely uncommon. We're hitting the 30s at night right now. It was really warm, but as always happens, and I knew would happen, we're gonna end up getting cooler temps this week, and which means plants inside, seedlings come inside. I do have some frost hardy stuff outside. Actually, walk out there right now. And these have been started, well established for a couple weeks now. But I've got all of our kales, cabbage, that is Batavian lettuce, Rouge d'Ivor lettuce, this is Swiss chard, there's kale over there, and that is kale also. We've got some Vates collards right here. All this stuff is really dry. This is actually dill, and I was debating leaving it out, but actually it doesn't seem to be doing too bad. So, you know, we'll kind of play that by ear, but the dill seems to be doing okay. And I think everything else that I've got is actually back inside, but those stay out, they're fine. We're getting like just into the 30s at night and very early in the morning. So, you know, like our cold hardy stuff, it's been growing outside for a while, and as long as it doesn't get too much colder than that, like as long as we don't dip below 30, I'm fine just leaving it out there. But what I have been bringing, things like my flowers, those are my Double Click Cosmos. We've got Double Goldie sunflowers, my Mazurkia and Benary zinnias, all my tomatoes. You guys some of the varieties here. Amish paste tomatoes. We have the beefsteak, pineapple, the Hungarian heart tomatoes. Tons of the Sunset Bumblebee. It was the only cherry tomato seed that I had this year. And then this is a delicious tomato. It's an F1 hybrid. And then none of my peppers have really germinated quite yet. But they also can take a really long time. I have them on these heat mats. What did germinate, which was really surprising to me, was huckleberry. These seeds were in like a Seed Saver kit that we'd had, and to be honest with you, I wasn't sure how viable they were, but I've never planted huckleberry before, but it started. You can make jams and things like that with huckleberry. So yeah, and then these are all my trays. I just have to spray water them today. Again, more peppers, which I did repot or replant some seeds for these just because it had been so long that I was pretty sure they were not going to germinate. I think I left them outside at one point and they didn't do too well. We got lots of herbs there. So we're getting everything going, you guys. I'm excited to take you all along for some of the garden work that's happening this weekend. I'm still needing to get loads of compost. I was going to attempt a no-cost garden this year, but you guys, with everything we've had going on, I didn't really have time to tend the compost. I need to be making bags of leaf mulch in the fall when the leaves fall, and didn't get around to it this fall. So, you know, we're gonna end up having to buy compost, which is probably my biggest expense every year, with the 400 square feet of garden space that we have. Garden beds. It's 400 square feet of garden bed space is actually what we have. The garden obviously is a lot bigger, but so anyway, prepping beds this weekend. Probably going to grab some compost in smaller quantities. I'm getting a big dump of compost for the flower beds this year. And I'm trying to think what else. We'll probably do some planting. I did plant some chickpeas down there. And our garlic, actually, it is, I'll show you that when we go down there in a couple days. Like, I am so excited about the garlic. It is doing beautifully. It's really overwintered nicely. We did do a really thick layer of like straw mulch for the garlic, and that has held up beautifully. So I watered it not long ago. I know they say, though, like when you get closer to harvest time, not to water your garlic. This is my first year growing it, so I probably will water it one more time, and then we'll plan to harvest that likely in May or June. So anyway, guys, that's it. Just a quick little update, nothing too crazy, but I'm gonna get these trays watered and take them outside. We're finally starting to creep up into the higher 40s, low 50s today. But it is going to rain today also, which everything needs. So grateful for it, but hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll catch you on the next one.